Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's not working out to be the Tuesday that perhaps the markets were expecting. A bit of selling pressure emanating at 24,700, and that's the reason why you see this mild downtick that is there on the Nifty. Day's high is 24,702, low is somewhere like 24,530. So it's a very nice 170 point trading range in which the index is. Nevertheless, a bit of green tick on the index as far as Nifty is concerned. The IT index in better shape than most, 286 points up, about 1% at 34,827. A bit of a downtick on the Bank Nifty, down about 290, and stocks that are buzzing in the index on the red side are of course HDFC Bank down about 1%, pulling the Nifty down by 28 points. ICICI Bank down about 10 rupees, 11 rupees almost at 1426, pulling the Nifty lower by 16 points. These two are the highest weighted stocks on the index, and a negative touch on this one probably brings the Nifty down sooner than what we think of. Bajaj Finance is down, Hindustan Unilever, Bharti Airtel, Kotak Bank. All put together, these four stocks are pulling the Nifty down by about 20 points. What's boosting the Nifty? Well, it's the top performer being M&M. About 2% higher at 3242. You have a strong move coming into Tech Mahindra. That's a very interesting stock to see, 2.3% higher. L&T, Maruti, Sun Pharma are amongst those that are buzzing. I'll request the PCI to kindly put the long-term chart of M&M. The reason why I want to point out M&M as one of the outperformers, my apologies, on the index is that over the last 5-year period, M&M has been the top contributor, the top performing stock on the Nifty actually. From a low of about 13,325 in April, the stock has appreciated to 3,242. It's a 10x rise, and that's what, ladies and gentlemen, is fantastic performance, driven primarily by a vehicle called Thar and the entire SUV pack at Mahindra and Mahindra. So this is an interesting counter to look at today amongst the top contributors as far as the Nifty is concerned, but it's the IT space that's buzzing with gains, and led by a little known stock, Sonata Software. Amongst the top traded on the National Stock Exchange today, 953 crore rupees worth of Sonata Software has been traded, 11% higher. And this is both in volume. Buzzers, the top play, 23 times the 5-day average has been traded, 2.63 crores shares have been traded. It's also the top gainer as far as the NSE 500 is concerned. It should be noted that Sonata Software is recovering after a very, very steep decline. What you see, an 11% uptick, is actually after a massive fall. We remember Sonata Software at 800 rupees also, and that was in February of 2024 near the budget. It was at 858. So from 858 the stock has actually collapsed to 350, and then you see this bounce that is coming in today. Let me check if that is a filter because of earnings. Meantime, the PCR will continue to show you stocks in the IT space that are doing very well. Look at how Tech Mahindra has come up. Smart move on Tech Mahindra at 1515. This stock is up 2.2%, and at 1514 the counter has shown a very strong volume output. Volume at the moment is 8,86,000 shares. Oracle Finance is 2% higher, Infosys adding 2%, Persistent, Coforge, HCL Technologies, Infosys, TCS, all of them are in gains and are boosting the Nifty IT index by about 0.8%. We will also look at the long term chart of the Nifty IT index. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a swing trade in the making. The Nifty IT index is trading at its lowest since April of 2025. So, it is a 4-month low as far as the IT index is concerned. And as this graph points out, see how sharply it has fallen, 16% in 6 months. In fact, if you look at the month of July alone, the index had lost 10%, 11%. It was the top losing index. After that, you have pain in August as well, but a bit of value buying happening after successive declines in the market. As of previous Friday, on a weekly basis, I will request the PCR to kindly fire the long term chart of the Nifty. As of previous Friday, the Nifty is down for 6 weeks in a row, and that is because of dismal first quarter, persistent FII sales, tariff wars becoming a reality, and of course, a lack of direction. So, it is a terrible sell off that has happened, and it is a pain as far as markets are concerned. Flat as flat can be over the last 1 year or so. So, given that background, ladies and gentlemen, there was an expectation that this week you would see a bounce, but you had a good first Monday, but Tuesday, once the index hit 24,700, you again see selling pressure. Now, despite this weakness in the broader markets, what are the stocks that are at all time highs? There is of course Anand Rathi Wealth, Fortis Healthcare from the hospital space, and a little known company called Power India. So, these are the 3 record highs in the market as far as the NSE 500 is concerned. And let me just point out something very interesting to you. Are there any circuits in the market? Yes. Surprisingly, from the textile space, look at Kitex garments, 5% higher on very strong volumes actually. 39,63,000 shares of Kitex garments have been traded. You also have a record high on something called as AYM Syntex, 205.9, 10% higher. So, these are stocks that are doing pretty well. I think I remember distinctly about AYM Syntex. There was an earnings release that I saw. Let me just check whether that's true or not. No, they came in early and they were disappointing. So, let us not confuse earnings with this price rise, but 10% higher today in trade, and one of those rare stocks which is at a circuit volume. Buzzers, we have discussed Sonata Software. Strong set of earnings by SJVN, Satluj Jal Vikas Nigam Limited. It moved to a profit from a loss in the 4th quarter. So, sequentially things have started to improve, and that is because this quarter, the one gone by, is laced with the monsoon. SJVN is a hydropower producer. So, sales rose 5%, 917 crore rupees. Profits were down 36% over the year ago quarter, but it swung to a profit from a loss of 128 crores in Q4 versus 228 crore profit in Q1, and that is the reason why you have this very sharp price uptick that has happened in a stock which is beaten down. I am presuming that even SJVN in the long term is trading below its 200-day DMA. Let me just check. Yes, absolutely. Not even 200-day DMA, below 365 DMA also, below 1 year price average. So, that, ladies and gentlemen, more or less explains what you have. SJVN, if you see the most recent high, it was somewhere like 171 and now at below 100. So that's how fortunes change. There was a bit of an early morning uptick on defense counters, but most of them are now slipping back in the red. Cochin Shipyard 1664, early morning high was 1680. Masgaon Dock 2705, early morning high was 2727. How about BEL, now 381, early morning high was 385. So these are stocks that are seeing sustained selling pressure, just as the Nifty is unable to climb above 24,700. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is by and large the picture of the day. Little or no participation coming in, value buying surfaces, then people book intraday profit. Advanced decline is 3:2, 1500 shares in the green, 1000 in the red. Nothing much to talk about. Volumes are absolutely missing in trade. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's hope that the close is positive. What we need to do is get 24,600 at least in our favor as far as bulls are concerned. Let's see whether that happens in the last 1 hour of trade, but it's not really working out the Tuesday that we hoped it would be. With that very somber note, we'll call it a day and join us at 4:15 p.m. for a lovely roundup of what is happening in the premium liquor market in India with the management of Radico Khaitan. Thank you for watching.
Coming Friday, the much anticipated meeting between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin is going to take place in Alaska. The announcement was made by Trump himself in a post on his Truth Social. And this meeting is being seen as